Welcome back to the Video Vortex. Boy, this is a doozy. I'm Josh, and I'm joined here with Donnie,
Yo,
Tiana, and Professor Smoke.
Hey,
what's up?
Boy, this was, like we've joked about Amityville, how there's like 85 of these damn movies. And I think we had joked right before the Wheel of Fate landed on it, like Amityville, yuck, yuck, yuck. And then it lands on the thing we realize you don't joke about Amityville because Amityville will get you.
It's probably like a 70% chance to land on some Amityville movie.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's with like 800 movies on the wheel, too. It's still probably going to land on an Amityville movie. There's too many of them. Man, as crazy and nutty as this thing was at times, this is probably I bet you, this is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, and that's sad to say that that's probably the truth. At least this was pre-CG.
Yeah. Although there is a little bit of that,
Yeah, there's a little bit of visual effect. But whatever they called it before it was CG, I guess.
It was called crap. That's what.
Yeah.
Man, this is rough. Donnie, how many times have you seen this one?
Once. It was that. Yeah. I'm just like, oh.
We're talking. I don't even know if I mentioned the name of the movie. We're talking about Amityville: A New Generation from 1993. This straight to video garbage.
And was it the seventh one? I think it was the seventh.
I don't even. Maybe I don't remember. And
that's
really, I don't think it really matters because like these things aren't really connected like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just the concept of the town of Amityville and that house.
Yeah.
The only thing that is connective tissue to any of these movies, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know why that became such a connective thing to like, because I would think that after a while, people would see the Amityville title and they would avoid it at all costs rather than renting it. But
I know I have. Although I will say some of these titles that I've seen over the last couple of years, they might entice me enough to watch for 5 minutes and then bail out, of course. But somebody like Amityville Karen and some of these other ones, you know what? That sounds dumb enough to watch for a few minutes.
Well, I don't know what everybody's history here is with the franchise, but I can tell you mine real quick is just the first three. I know the first two. I can't remember if I saw the third one, but I think so.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the original, the very first one.
Yeah.
I want to say I might have seen a couple others, and then I remember that remake with Ryan Reynolds about 10, 15 years ago, right?
But did you see the first three?
Yeah.
Well, me, honestly, I was never a huge fan of the first one. Like, I actually like the second one better than the first one. But, but we're not here doing the second one, unfortunately. We're doing
Unfortunately, we want to talk about the good entries in this. Instead, we're stuck with this. And then, like, they have to ram it in your face, like, because it really feels like you're probably a solid 20, 30 minutes into the movie before it has anything to do with Amityville, right?
Yeah. Because the mirror, he gets the mirror, and by the time he finally gets that in place, and there's a reflection of the house in the mirror at some point. Yeah, like you said, that's probably at least 30 minutes or more, right?
It's like something bad will happen, and then that goes like because somebody's looking in the mirror, and it makes them do something bad, like basically kill themselves or something, and then it goes back to the mirror, and then the house is just with its like its eye-looking windows. And then you'll go another 20 minutes or so, and then you'll almost forget this is an Amityville movie again. Then and then they'll show the house. Oh yeah, this is an Amityville. It really feels like Hellraiser, like after the third one, does it not? Like in a lot of ways, like these Hellraiser 4, 5, 6, 7, 1000 that we've had to watch here lately for the podcast. It feels like that again.
Another detective movie.
Yeah. God mighty.
Yeah, this time though, like you said, it's another detective movie, but now you got somehow they managed to piece this cast together of pretty decent. I mean, at one time, they might have been kind of, looking for something to do at this point in time.
Yeah, if there's anything impressive or to point out about this, it is the cast. I mean, like the main players are Ross Partridge, Julia Nickson, Lala Sloatman. Like these are names you may or may not recognize. But then all of a sudden, like there's David Naughton from An American Werewolf in London. Um, Richard Roundtree, Terry O'Quinn, even Lynn Shay, who's she's probably got 1,000 credits, and it seems like we've seen her a dozen times.
Yeah.
About all these years of doing the show. I mean, like there's recognizable horror faces, but like they don't utilize any of them well. David Naughton's probably got the biggest role out of any of them, and he's not in it all that much. So like
Terry O'Quinn is he does as well as anybody in that like detective type role.
Yeah, and even that 5 minutes that Lynn Shay's in it, she's pretty good. She kind of plays the somewhat unhinged nurse or whatever she is at that psych hospital. Yeah, like you can tell we're stretching for positive things to say here.
I don't think well, we've already talked about the cast.
That's about it.
It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. I mean, like, I can't even say if you're like a completist or anything, you need to watch this. I mean, I guess if you're a fan of Amityville movies, you've probably already seen it. So, ugh. The one thing that we do here is we give a Vortex rating. That's a 0 through 10. And that's the only rating that we give out. We usually come together beforehand, and we didn't do that. So I guess we can take a couple minutes here to. Where do you think this lands? Where do you think this lands on the Vortex scale? I will say that I'll lead with this. The lowest one that we've done was Sharknado: The Fourth Awakening.
This will be the worst.
That got 1.5 though. I think this is worse than Sharknado.
Now you're like splitting hairs for real.
So the next lowest was Cruel Jaws, and that got
Cruel Jaws is better than this.
Yeah, I'll personally vouch for that just because it's Italian. I'll take it over.
Yeah,
that only got 2 on the Vortex. It's 0 through 10 scale. That only got 2. So are we concluding that it's definitely worse than Cruel Jaws?
For me, it is.
yeah.
And except for everybody, yeah. What do you think?
For me, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so that means we're looking at something below 1 3/4 here, at least. Below that or below is what.
And I would say like the only real positive that you could maybe boost it up to that level of maybe 1 3/4. I don't know. We'll hash that out, I guess. But is the cast?
Yeah.
The only thing that pushes it. If it didn't have that cast, if it was just a cast of no names, my God, it would be 0, just about. I think.
I give them credit for maybe about a 1, and that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at personally.
I could be generous and put it at a 1.5, just to kind of put it on the same level as Sharknado 4, and also just knowing that there's probably going to be worse one day. This is pretty bad.
No,
probably.
That's true. That's a scary thought. Really, that's what's scary.
Is
it worse than this?
So far, honestly, in our history with Video Vortex so far, and I know this is only the 9th installment because remember we were going back and forth with Traumatic Experience for a while there before we married them. We haven't watched any really, really what you would say good ones here. I mean, like the best thing that we've watched so far was the very first one, and that was Samurai Cop.
Yeah.
That only got a 7.
And it depends on what your part. Like, was the first Strike Commando here, or was that something else? Or was that Cold Corner?
That was on.
What was that?
Might have been a Grindhouse Gutter.
Oh, it might have been Grind. Maybe it was
early on.
But there was Strike Commando 2 on here. I'm pretty sure.
And that only got a 4. So yeah, I mean, like, all I'm pointing out is that we've got a pretty low bar here, and this just brings it right down. I mean, it's nearly unwatchable. I guess let's meet in the middle, go 1 1/4. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
It's bad. I don't recommend it on any level, unless you're just really into Richard Roundtree movies. Right, like that's it. And even he's not even in it that much.
No. I think of the main cast of the bigger names, who's in it the most? You think David Naughton?
David Naughton, yeah, and Terry Quinn, I guess. He pops in and out quite a bit. And we're those two. Yeah, there's not much here, so I guess we'll leave it there at 1 1/4 on the Vortex rating scale. We spun the wheel. Let's just move past this because I think we all want to move past it. We spun the wheel and we landed on this will be fairly rare for Video Vortex because the whole theme of this is, we're watching mostly video, direct to video type releases. So we landed on a movie from the 70s, and we're going to be talking next month about Microwave Massacre. Now it's sketchy. It was made in 1979 and actually played some, in some midnight shows in 79, but best I could tell, it wasn't actually released here in the US. And it went straight to video, of course, in 1983. So this should be another interesting one, right, Smoke?
Oh yeah, now I won't say that this will be something that'll you'll be like, oh yeah, this is a masterpiece, but putting it against Amityville, A New Generation, yeah, it's definitely a masterpiece. You will at least be entertained and laugh at certain aspects of this movie. And I don't know if y'all have seen it before or not. Anybody no. This one, but this is quintessential what I envisioned for the Video Vortex. This is kind of it. This, even though it came out and it did a small run in theaters, it did its biggest business on video by Midnight Video put out the big box of this one, and I got it somewhere in the archives. I'll have to pull it out.
Yeah, if nothing else, here on Video Vortex, we have a nice foundation. We have made the floor. We have a nice solid floor with Cruel Jaws, Amityville, A New Generation, Sharknado 4. Right now, we just need to find the ceiling, and hopefully,
we put up a support bar, right? Samurai Cop, a support bar.
Yeah, it's one of those railings when you get into the slippery tub that you can hold on to. That's not what we got right now. So let's hope we can actually get like a rod high enough to put a curtain on. That's what we need here. So hopefully Microwave Massacre delivers next month. So for Will, Tiana, Professor Smoke, Donnie, I'm Josh. We are the All-American Spook Show, where you can get new episodes of the podcast right here on the YouTube channel every Monday at 6 p.m. East, or wherever you get your podcast. And of course, stick around here on the channel. Lots to watch, lots and lots to watch, hundreds of videos to watch here on the channel, including Grindhouse Gutter and Hammer Horror and Order. So you don't want to miss a thing every month. So we'll talk to you next month for Microwave Massacre.